We're just standing by for a moment as we wait for Supervisor Ziegemeier, who will be joining us online. Supervisor Boone won't be in today.
Just, you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Supervisor Ziegenmeier, can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Are we ready? All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Boone? Supervisor Flores?
Present.
Supervisor Ziegenmeier?
He's present.
Supervisor Baines?
Present.
Supervisor Stevens?
Here. All right, at this time, if we have everybody to please stand. We have an invocation from Pastor Carrie Brown from the Bible Baptist Church. And then please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance that will be led by our acting County Administrative Officer, Todd Retzloff.
Let's pray together. Father, we come before you so thankful for this wonderful gift of life. Thank you for the opportunities that we have had. Thank you for the people that we get to go through this journey together with. And I pray that you would bless this community. Pray that you would bless those that are in leadership, give great wisdom, guidance, and bless those, Lord, that protect us. And we thank you for all that you do. Pray that you would be honored in everything that's done. For Jesus' sake we pray. Amen.
All right, thank you. You guys come down for some presentations. And the clerk's going to announce the presentations, if that's okay?
Margaret Fermini, please join the board to receive a gold resolution in honor of your retirement from Sutter County. The Sutter County Board of Supervisors takes this opportunity to present Margaret with a gold resolution in recognition of over 24 years of dedicated service to the prospective, current, and retired employees of Sutter County. Margaret began her employment with Sutter County in April 2002 as an Extra Help Office Assistant 1 in the Human Resources Department. In April 2003, she was promoted to Personnel Assistant, a position later retitled to Human Resources Assistant in April 2009. In January 2010, she advanced to Personnel Analyst 1, a position later retitled to Human Resources Analyst 1. In January 2013, she was promoted to Human Resources Analyst 2. Most recently, in July 2021, Margaret was promoted to her current position as Senior Human Resources Analyst. During her more than 24 years of service in human resources, she has demonstrated exceptional expertise and dedication through her ability to exercise sound judgment, manage complex and sensitive personnel matters, and consistently deliver high-quality service to departments and applicants. She is recognized as an invaluable asset, consistently providing excellent customer service. Her professionalism, institutional knowledge, and commitment to public service will continue to have a lasting and positive impact on Sutter County. The Sutter County Board of Supervisors offers congratulations and sincere appreciation to Margaret on the occasion of her retirement on February 10, 2026, and causes the names of each of its members to be affixed to this gold resolution as evidence of the board's individual and collective appreciation for over 24 years of service to Sutter County.
Would you like to say a few words?
I just want to say that it's been an honor to work here and to work with so many wonderful people throughout the whole county, because I've worked with all of them, so it's been a great thing. But our department is wonderful, so you guys are lucky to have them.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
I just want to thank Margaret for all of her guidance and mentorship, and I think everyone here actually can say the same. No matter what path we are in HR, I mean, Margaret has touched them all, as you saw from, she's a true example of what you can do with dedication, hard work, and a lot of work ethic. I would say Margaret's usually the first one in and the last one out, working through her lunch if needed. We're not saying that, right, because it's HR, but she really has a work ethic like no other, and again, as you've seen the example of her career, she has just put in a lot of time and effort to move up that ladder, and her friendship and kindness will be missed a lot. And as I said, I mean, she really was kind of a mama bear to me, and she never made us feel like we ever had dumb questions, and she always gave very sound advice, never flustered, and we're just really gonna miss you. Can I get HR up? Come on, come on. Come on, Christine. Look at Christine standing back there. Oh, there's some tears too. Come on, team. I told him to lock the doors before she left earlier, but no one listened. Elizabeth's not HR? I'll tell you later. Thank you.
Will Maria Ball please join the board to receive a proclamation recognizing the Yuba Sutter Food Bank? The Yuba Sutter Food Bank is a nonprofit 501c3 charitable organization dedicated to leading the fight to end food insecurity through strong community partnerships. The Yuba Sutter Food Bank affirms that access to nutritious food is a basic human right, and they are committed to responding to the needs of the Yuba Sutter community through equitable and inclusive food distribution services. They support the health and well-being of the community by prioritizing the availability of wholesome, nourishing foods, including fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and low-fat dairy products. They are committed to educating and empowering clients through nutrition information, cooking tips, meal planning resources, and partnerships with local nutrition experts. They collaborate with local farms, community gardens, producers, businesses, and donors to increase access to fresh, seasonal foods while encouraging healthy food donations. They rely on dedicated employees and hundreds of community volunteers to carry out their mission and serve eligible individuals without discrimination, operating as an equal opportunity provider. The Sutter County Board of Supervisors hereby recognizes and commends the Yuba Sutter Food Bank for its outstanding service, leadership, and commitment to improving food security, health, and quality of life for the residents of Yuba and Sutter counties, and expresses their sincere appreciation to the staff, volunteers, partners, and supporters of the Yuba Sutter Food Bank for their tireless efforts to build a healthier, more nourished, and more resilient community.
I'm never going to turn down the opportunity to. No. I just wanted to thank the board for your support. We had a fantastic fundraiser on Friday, and you were all there, and I appreciate your support. And then, of course, your financial support for serving on our boards and for being there for us as we continue to feed the people.
Thank you for all that you do. Jackie, will you join us for a photo? Well, you will.
She's being a rebel. Oh, okay. Get up here. Get up here, girl. All right, my hair looks crazy.
Will Tracy Ramos and Alexandria Rainey please join the board to receive plaques in recognition of your volunteer service? The board extends its most sincere appreciation to Tracy and Alexandria for stepping forward to support our community in a time of need. Your selfless volunteer service and compassion during the emergency food distribution event made a meaningful and lasting difference to those we serve.
She has to speak.
It's on.
I talk loud enough. Oh, are you sure? You're on. Oh, okay. Sorry. This means a lot. I think of any, I don't want to call it an accolade, but I think any recognition we could probably ever get from this day moving forward, this will probably be the most meaningful of them all. We have a pretty cool mantra, which is our community and this life is a lot bigger than us. And that's what we try to live and strive by. So thank you guys for your support, and we're here for you.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh,
Wait, you gotta smile.
sorry.
Will members of the Friends of the Sutter County Library please join the board to receive a plaque in celebration of your 45th anniversary? The board extends its sincere appreciation to the Friends of the Sutter County Library on the occasion of their 45th anniversary. With heartfelt gratitude, they celebrate your nearly half a century of dedicated fundraising, public outreach, and volunteer service in support of the Sutter County Library. Your generosity, commitment, and passion has strengthened the library programs and enriched the lives of our community for generations.
Hi, I'm Linda Baker. I'm the past president of the Friends of the Library. I hope that the board supervisors all read their recent copy of the newsletter that we provided with lots of information. I want to point out a couple special people here. Everybody's special. Rachel is the one who really runs our book donation program. So when you drop off books by the box or by the bag, she directs the crew that sorts them and gets them out for circulation. We also do a lot of quiet things. When we have our first Saturday book sale, if a teacher identifies themselves, they get to walk away with books for free. Last Saturday, she started out with 22 boxes of children's books, and by the end of the sale, there were only 2 boxes left. So that's quite an impact. Jeff, a few years ago, the Robbins community approached us. Isn't that part of your district? And they asked us for a Spanish language book. So we now divert all of our Spanish language books that are diverted. We take them out to the little library or to the elementary school by their request. So a lot of quiet things are going on. So celebrate a lot of dedicated volunteers. I also want to make a pitch for the Imagination Library. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's the Dolly Parton program. We are the sponsor of that locally. Dolly's a smart lady. You have to have a nonprofit to be the sponsor, and that way they get the cheapest mail rates. So anyway, the Sutter County Children's and Family Organization actually operates the program, but this provides a free book in the mail every month for a child from birth to 5. And a secret tip for grandparents, register your grandchild by your address. And when the books come each month, they have to come to your house to get the book. So it's really a wonderful program.
It's very interesting. I'm the new president of the Friends of the Library. But for 45 years, I was 9 years old when this program started. And so when you think of the library, like on a day like today, it's your place to go in the storm. So you can learn, you can be educated, you can see your friends. But more than that, it's a place to go and to gather. And there's so many people in our community that may have no place to go in a storm. So the library is a welcoming, safe place where everybody can go. And I lived right up the street from the Sutter County Library when I was a kid. And we were dirt poor. So the library to me is the place where everybody's welcome and you can go. And all of these people on the stage tonight and those who have come before them have done such a great service for our community, for people to be welcome.
I just want to say a quick thank you so much to the Friends of the Library. I always say that anything really cool and fun that we do at the library is because of the Friends of the Library. It's usually funded by them or through grants. So over the years, we were able to calculate about how much the Friends of the Library has given to Sutter County Library. And over the 45 years, they've given over $250,000 to the Sutter County Library. So that's a lot of really fun programming, and we couldn't have done it without you. So continue. We're looking forward to so many more years. Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Our next proclamation is recognizing February 2026 as Library Lovers Month. Libraries are a gateway to information and culture, ensuring that knowledge is available to everyone, and they help to raise the education levels of society. In a world undergoing constant change, they provide enduring connections to the past and future of our communities, nations, and civilizations. The expansion of electronic networks linking libraries and their resources makes information easily accessible for users around the world. They enable individuals to make informed decisions about their self-governance by promoting unrestricted access to information and by serving as community centers for lifelong learning and support a competitive workforce with basic literacy programs, computers, and other resources to help children and adults learn to find, evaluate, and use information they need for their jobs, health, education, and other needs. Many libraries offer preschool story hours and summer reading programs to encourage children to begin a habit of reading that will serve to benefit their personal and professional lives. Over 20 million people in the state of California and approximately 38,000 residents in Sutter County have library cards. the Sutter County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim February 2026 as Library Lovers Month throughout Sutter County.
Oh, okay. Just thank you so much to the Board of Supervisors for all your continued support to the Sutter County Library. Thank you to the community as well for your support. We look forward to many more years of serving with you and connecting you to resources and community.
Will Gwen Ford please join the board to receive a proclamation recognizing February 2026 as Black History Month? Each year, Black History Month is observed in February, and during this month, we join together to celebrate and recognize the accomplishments and lasting impact of the great African American leaders of our country's past and present. The origins of Black History Month date back to 1915, when Dr. Carter G. Woodson founded the organization known today as the Association for the Study of African Life and History. The observance of Black History Month provides opportunities to gain a deeper understanding of African American history and to acknowledge the centuries of struggles for equality and freedom, and calls our attention to the continued need to battle racism and build a society that lives up to its democratic ideals. The 2026 Black History Month theme is a century of Black history commemorations, marking the 100th anniversary of the first celebration and focusing on a century of national efforts to honor, study, and promote the contributions of people of African descent. Today and every day, Sutter County celebrates African Americans and encourages all people to recognize and confront systemic racism in our neighborhoods and the wider community by standing in the gap at every opportunity, bridging barriers with fearlessness and determination to fight against racism and bigotry and improve representation of African Americans, not only in the world of labor, but all facets of our society. The Sutter County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim February 2026 as Black History Month throughout Sutter County.
I want to thank the board for this presentation. I really do appreciate it. I also want to let you all know that in addition to celebrating Black History Month, I'm the executive director of Connecting Cultures Collaborative. This is our third year of existence. We have over 30 organizations in the public that have joined the collaborative, and we work to strengthen the community, which means we're supporting those organizations such as HHS, the museum, the library, American Red Cross, UC Davis, and I could go on. They're all part of Connecting Cultures Collaborative. Right now, our biggest project, and I could use your help in this, is we are doing research for prostate cancer for UC Davis. They have given us a grant. And the reason they've given us this grant is because Yuba and Sutter County have the highest level of prostate cancer in the state of California. They also have the highest mortality rate in the state of California. So in working with Dr. Liu, which I'm sure you all know, who is our medical advisor on this project, along with Dr. Braun from UC Davis, we are now doing workshops in Marysville and Yuba City and trying to get men and women to come to those workshops and help us find out what's going on. We need to get a handle on this because it's really getting out of hand. And I don't know about you, but my sons are sick of me. You know, every day, have you gotten tested? Have you got, you know, we need to do that. This is really, really a serious issue. And on a lighter side, I would like to invite you all, so mark your calendars. March 14th is our annual Soul Food Cook-Off. And it's going to be at the museum. They've asked us to do it there every year. It's a lot of good food, you guys, so you might want to put that down on your calendar. And you can go to our website and learn about our events and so forth that we have going on throughout the year, and all of the workshops that we're doing and other things that we're doing to reach out to all aspects of the community. Our website is ccc530.org, so go there and keep an eye on what we're doing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're passing me the microphone. I'm happy to talk on the microphone at any time and always in support of Gwen. So Gwen is an amazing community partner, leader of the CCC, bringing us all together. I'm so glad she's here today, and I'm so glad to be up here with you.
Will Michelle Downing please join the board to receive a proclamation recognizing February 2026 as Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month? One in 3 adolescent girls in the United States is a victim of physical, emotional, or verbal abuse from a dating partner, a figure that far exceeds victimization rates for other types of violence affecting youth. High school students who experience physical violence in a dating relationship are more likely to use drugs and alcohol, are at greater risk of suicide, and are much more likely to carry patterns of abuse into future relationships. Young people victimized by a dating partner are more likely to engage in risky sexual behavior and unhealthy dieting behaviors, and the experience may disrupt normal development of self-esteem and body image. Nearly half of teens who experience dating violence report that incidents of abuse took place in a school building or on school grounds. Only 33% of teens who are in an abusive relationship tell anyone about the abuse. And 81% of parents surveyed either believe teen dating violence is not an issue or admit they do not know if it is one. Dating violence can be prevented by providing young people with education about healthy relationships, relationship skills, and by changing attitudes that support violence. Everyone has the right to have a safe and healthy relationship and to be free from abuse. It is essential to raise community awareness and to provide training for teachers, counselors, and school staff so that they may recognize when youth are exhibiting signs of dating violence. The Sutter County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim February 2026 as Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month throughout Sutter County.
Why, thank you. Thank you to the Board of Supervisors for the recognition of Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month and the proclamation. This clearly states that we are, that the community cares, that the prevention matters, and that there is available help through CASA, and also a 1-800 hotline for teen dating. You mentioned that education is huge, and so I have a couple of my education partners here that will talk about what we're doing in the schools.
So we are currently going to different schools throughout the Yuba Sutter community and providing teen dating violence awareness through healthy relationship education and talking to them about signs and symptoms of negative relationships and how that can impact their future in terms of relationships as they grow into adulthood. We're also offering teen dating violence for adults on how to understand the signs and symptoms of their children or maybe their children's friends. So if you're interested, you can contact CASA and we can come and do a presentation for you.
All right, we're gonna move on to public comment. Members of the public will be allowed to address the board on items of interest to the public that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors. State law provides no discussion or action may be taken on any item not appearing on the posted agenda. Is there any public comment? No speaker cards? So I guess before we move on to this, I'd actually like to welcome our newest addition back. I'd like to welcome back to our acting county administrative officer, Todd Retzloff. Welcome back. If you'd like to say a couple words.
Thank you, Supervisor Baines. And, you know, it's always exciting to hang out with you guys. It's been a lot of fun. It's kind of fast paced for the first week, but I'm looking forward to working with all of you and the challenges that Sutter County faces and the opportunities we have ahead of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, this time we're going to move on to the consent calendar. The consent calendar groups together those items which are considered non-controversial or which prior policy direction has been given to staff and that require only routine action by the board. The chair will advise the audience that the matters may be adopted in total by one motion. However, the board may, at its option, or upon request of a member of the public, consider any matter separately.
Through the chair.
Yes.
I'd like to accept the consent calendar.
Second the motion.
How about a first and a second? That we'd have to have a roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone? Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegenmeyer?
Yes.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Aye.
Okay, the consent calendar carries. Thank you. Next, we have the appearance items. First item, number 9, Michael Solinger, Public Defender.
Ratification of a grant agreement with Office of the State Public Defender to participate in the expanded public defense grant for the grant period of February 1, 2026 through June 1st, 2028, in the amount of $450,000 to implement a holistic defense program. Authorization to accept the funds in the amount of $450,000 to be used in fiscal year 2025-26 with unexpended funds carryovers to fiscal year 2026 to 27 and fiscal year 2027 to 28 budget years. Authorization for the Sutter County Public Defender to fulfill the conditions of the grant and sign all related documents to the grant and amendments thereto. Approval of a budget adjustment to the fiscal year 2025-26 adopted budget within the public defender budget, increasing appropriations and revenues in the amount of $450,000 to participate in the expanded public defense grant with unexpended funds, carryovers to fiscal year 2026-27 and fiscal year 2027-28 budget years. Approval to add 1 FTE limited term social worker adult services 3 and 0.5 FTE limited term social worker adult services 2, both at step 3. Qualified to perform the services mandated by the grant terms, and approval to amend the county's position allocation schedule to reflect these changes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Mr. fellow board members. Holistic defense started in the 90s, was made more famous in the 2000s by the Bronx Defenders, and they created a program wherein criminal defendants were offered services other than case-related. They were offered individual client services such as social workers for evaluations, drug treatment, medical help, housing, assistance with evictions, and various other things that are not criminal case related. During a 10-year period from 2003 to 2013, the Bronx area saved $160 million in incarceration costs for a cost of $95 million for the program. So it's a significant saving annually. California is coming late to the plate. For the most parts because we are county-funded public defenders as opposed to state-funded like, I think 45 of the other states are state funded. So we are county funded, and so we have more limited resources. The Office of the State Public Defender received a grant of $15 million from the legislature to grant out to rural counties to establish various kinds and levels of holistic defense. We requested the minimal grant of $450,000. That's all we can handle. We don't have the infrastructure for a larger grant, and consequently, we'll concentrate on the smaller grant, try to make it effective, and make good use of the state money. I would ask the board to ratify the grant, allow me to sign any supplements and any other records and/or reports required by the Office of State Public Defender. I'd ask the court to approve the $450,000 appropriation, approve the 1.5 full-time employees, and accept the $450,000. Any questions?
Hold on. So first I got to see if there's any public comment on this. No public comment, so I'll bring it back to the board for any questions. Yes.
So just for clarity, is this a new grant for Sutter County, or have we had this going forward?
This is a new grant. It was just authorized by the legislature in the last session.
So we have no history with it to know how the results go, or this will be just kind of finding out how everything goes here in Sutter County?
Pretty much tip our toes in the water, see what we can do for the taxpayers and saving them money, see what we can do for the courts, see what we can do to slow down the revolving door in jail.
There may be more opportunity in the future if we dip our toes in it for more money.
There may be, and we do have to establish the sustainability, and that's why the grant is over a 2-year period to allow the programs to develop and determine whether they're sustainable or not.
Okay.
If they're not sustainable or not effective, then of course we wouldn't want to continue it. If it's effective and sustainable, then we would be asking for more funds from the state.
Okay, thank you.
Supervisor Flores has a question.
I'm going to move approval of the recommended action.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone? Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegenmeyer?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Solinder. Appreciate it.
All right, item 10, Neil Hay, Director of Development Services.
Introduction of an ordinance amending the Sutter County Ordinance Code by amending section 25-030, delegating authority to the Director and Assistant Director of Development Services to approve minor real property acquisitions up to $20,000, and for the county surveyor to approve minor real property acquisitions up to $10,000. Waive the full reading, direct the clerk to read the title only, and continue the item to the meeting of February 27th, 2026 for adoption. And adoption of a resolution authorizing the Director of Development Services, the Assistant Director of Development Services, and the county surveyor to accept for recordation deeds or grants of real property interests acquired.
Good afternoon, Chair and Supervisors. So the matter before you is that when the Public Works side of Development Services is conducting projects, primarily either road reconstruction or bridge reconstruction projects, we need to acquire extra land that is adjacent to the right-of-way in order to provide staging areas for contractors. And so through the various consultants that we've been using, a lot of other counties have provisions within their ordinance code that allow the listed personnel to make real estate acquisitions. For project's sake, they're called temporary construction easements. So it allows a contractor to use some private property that's adjacent to a right-of-way, typically adjacent to a construction site, for a limited amount of time, typically for a very specified dollar range. It's usually between $5,000 and $15,000. So the ordinance and the resolution before you put limits that would authorize myself, assistant director, and our county surveyor. Typically, the county surveyor is preparing the actual documents that have the legal description, so the boundaries of the land, and then an aerial plat. And so with that, it would allow us to just be a little bit more expedient in resolving projects. We have a number of bridge replacement projects, 5 more to go. And then when we have culvert replacement projects, sometimes technically we're required to have all the work occur within the county's right-of-way, but sometimes the right-of-way is so narrow, there just isn't a provision to do that. So we're recommending your consideration and approval of the ordinance and resolution, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Do you have any public comment on this item? Seeing no public comment, I'll bring back to the board for any questions.
I'll make a motion to approve this, motion.
Let's have a motion. Is there a second? So it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone? Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegenmeyer?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Aye.
Motion carries.
An ordinance of the County of Sutter, amending the Sutter County Ordinance Code by amending Chapter 25, Section 030, relating to the delegation of authority of public works functions.
Thank you. Item 11.
Approval of an agreement with the Basin Irrigation and Drainage Authority for shared maintenance work involving failed pipe culverts in an amount not to exceed 75% of the project cost estimate of $248,635. Approval of a budget adjustment to the fiscal year 2025-26 adopted budget, road fund, increasing appropriations by $400,000 for shared maintenance, work, and reimbursement to BIDA for culvert materials offset by the use of restricted fund balance in the Calpine Levy and Flood Control Fund. Finding by the Board of Supervisors to use gas tax from the road fund to assist with the replacement of culvert pipes that are used for drainage and irrigation flows.
So once again, Chair and Supervisors, as you're aware, our department has a number of failed culverts throughout the county. So in conversations with BIDA, the Basin Irrigation and Drainage Authority, which the map on the screen kind of gives you an idea of the basin, which it's bordered on the north by the Tisdale Bypass and on the south by the Sacramento River. So essentially it encompasses portions of Districts 3 and District 5. They identified approximately up to 40 culverts within their basin that they felt were in need of replacement and had county roads that are crossing them. So through a series of conversations and negotiations and discussions, we tried to assemble an agreement that's part of the staff report that develops a cost share for specifically the environmental mitigation and the environmental permitting of the work. And then the agreement includes language as to how the county would be responsible for the federal aid bridges. Those are bridges that are more than 20 feet long within their basin. And they would be responsible for their irrigation structures should they decide to increase the size of them, flow capacity in either diameter or in length. In order to fund the work, we are seeking a transfer of $400,000 in on-hand Calpine funds. That is money that was transferred to the county as a result of the Calpine Energy Project back when it was initially approved by your board. And since then, the county has utilized those funds to address drainage issues within parts of the basin and with parts of the county. As required by the agreement between the county and Calpine, we did converse with Calpine and make them aware of this agreement and this use of the funds, and they were certainly in support of it. So One of the largest portions of the $400,000 is an environmental contract with a firm that BETA sought out. It's a company called ESA. The county is very familiar with them. The contract is included in your staff report as an attachment for reference. It's about a $270,000 contract, and that would provide the permitting for the various sites that are within the basin so that the work could begin. Once that environmental kind of reports and studies are put together, there may be some environmental mitigation that's required. There is a lot of potential giant garter snake habitat in the vicinity of the pipe culverts that will need to be addressed. And I think, as you're aware, we've brought before your board numerous times that mitigation land can be expensive. The agreement before you, it includes some limits in that the county can only participate in the work as long as the county can appropriate funds for the work. We try to be very clear in our conversations with BETA about that, but certainly we want to be good partners with them to facilitate agricultural transport within the basin in order to get to the state highway system. The other portions of the $400,000 would be used for some of the construction work that's actually going to take place. The way the arrangement is done for the cost sharing is that the BETA's crew would perform the work, so they would remove the pipe, they would install the new pipe, and the county would pay for the actual materials of the pipe and the backfill material, and then the county will repave the roadway. It's something that has been an informal verbal arrangement for probably 1 to 2 decades, and this is a way to try to formalize it. And with that, I'd be happy to answer questions.
Better late than never. Okay, was there any public comment? I'll bring it back to the board if there's any questions. Yes, sir.
I almost want to hug you, Neil. This has been a long time coming. So in a perfect world, when are we looking at we can possibly start some of these culverts?
So it's our understanding that some of the culverts, the county, what the agreement states, will meet with BETA on site to begin to address them. And some of them may not require any type of environmental issues because BETA does have an existing maintenance agreement through the state agencies. And so there's opportunities to capitalize upon that. But for some of the other, newer sites that are identified on this map, that's where the consultant's work's going to happen. But we have begun to address some of the failed pipe culverts in there. I think you're aware of Reclamation Road, south of the community of Robbins, we were able to fix. And so we'll just methodically work with BETA to, once the winter weather stops, to go and identify and prioritize. There's probably about 5 failed locations currently that we're aware of. So we'll try to just systematically approach those and, utilize the funds as efficiently as possible.
Okay, so I didn't hear a date when it's going to start, but it's getting closer.
Right. So so I will say we'll be able to meet and begin. What's helpful about this agreement is that it is a partnership between the county and BETA. So part of it is that BETA themselves have to have the opportunity to be able to do the work. Part of it is that they have to manage their irrigation flows to their customers. So there's a lot of parameters that are outside of the county's control, but we're trying to partner with them and be as efficient as possible. The agreement, it has kind of renewable provisions, and there's 40 pipes identified. Their hope was to try to get through the 40 pipes in 5 years. So, and certainly we would be able to report back to your board on our progress.
And the only other thing I'd like to add at this point, just for the public, Calpine is a big chunk of the funds coming for this project. So I appreciate Calpine's input on this project.
All right, Supervisor Flores.
I just want to ditto Supervisor Stevens' comments about the hug, so we come up and give you a double hug later. But just because this has been a long time coming, and I just want to say a great job bringing this forward and looking forward to it actually proceeding and happening. And I think within that time period that you're mentioning is reasonable, and it's nice that it's happening. So with that, I'd like to make a motion to accept the recommended action.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone, Supervisor Flores,
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegenmeyer,
Aye.
Supervisor Baines,
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens.
Aye.
Motion carries.
One final thing I could offer is that County Council Bill Van Zak was instrumental, obviously, in creating and drafting the agreement and protecting the county's interests as well. But thank you, and we'll be ready for the hugs.
Thank you, Bill.
All right.
We'll hug you too.
Yeah. All right, item 12.
Forgot HR was here.
Adoption of the amended countywide policy 506, accounting for capital assets, effective July 1, 2026.
So if you thought that was exciting, just wait, and I'd accept hugs, whatever. Yeah, so this is good news if you approve it. The OMB allows us to now finally, it's been a couple of decades, move from 5,000 capital asset threshold. So everything above $5,000 we have to track separately. We have to get special approval by you, and by we I mean all the department heads for their budgets. And so this effectively doubles it from 5 to 10,000 and allows for, I think, just a more efficient movement of money and operations. And I don't think the cost is outweighing the benefit. Meaning, inflation has to matter, and we've had so much inflation in the last 20 years. It's high time. Same thing in the Internal Revenue Code. If the things in the tax code are not often indexed for inflation, and they become very problematic as they get old. So, any questions? Be happy to answer them.
Is there any public comment? All right, seeing no public comment, bring it back to the board for any questions or comments. Yes, sir.
Move approval of the recommended action.
Second.
Moved and seconded twice. Yeah. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone, Supervisor Flores,
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegenmeyer. Aye. Supervisor Baines.
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens.
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
Thank you, guys, and thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
All right, item 13, Veronica Baumgartner.
Approval of an advanced step request for a social worker supervisor 2, children's services at step 8. In the Health and Human Services Department, Children's Services Branch, Children Welfare Services.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair and members of the board, and our chairman online there. Veronica Baumgartner, HR Director. So we are coming before you today to request an advanced step. The Children's Services Branch of Health and Human Services has been actively recruiting for a vacant social worker supervisor. As you guys may know, social workers in general are a very niche career and have a very unique set of skills. But I would say, and I'm sure Sarah can, attest that up that a little, and that's your child services social worker. It's a very small group with a very set knowledge base that is needed for that position. So the department has identified a candidate with that knowledge and background to fill this position. Mrs. Burris is her name. She holds a master's degree in social work and has over 26 years of experience in a related field. She brings experienced training for staff, which is really one of the big needs in that department, is for someone to be able to mentor and train staff in everything that includes, the complexity and the growing demands of not just the legal parameters, but quality assurance, compliance, and just development of their staff to be up to par with all of those. This role is very critical to the department's operations, and the prolonged vacancy that they've already had, and if it is still prolonged, really affects the service delivery that child welfare can give to the community. The advanced step request has no fiscal impact on the general fund, and there are adequate appropriations for the costs that are already included in the 25-26 social services admin adopted budget. So Sarah and I are here if you have any questions.
Any public comment? Seeing no public comment, bring it back to the board for any questions or comments.
Also move to accept.
It's been moved in second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone, Supervisor Flores,
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegenmeyer.
Aye.
Supervisor Baines.
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. We're very excited about this candidate.
Item 14.
Okay,
Approval to add one treasurer tax specialist to the treasurer tax collector's office, and approval to amend the position allocation schedule for the treasurer tax collector to reflect this addition.
Hello.
Hello, me again. To support both automation, enhance security, and improve the reconciliation, Health and Human Services has requested an increase in the number of ACH and wire transactions that are processed by the Treasurer Tax Collector's Department. The department therefore has requested expanded HCH payment options that can be done through grants and other payments. Just for a little bit of background, because I had to teach myself a little bit about these things with Nick's help. But ACH transactions are a lot lower risk. They're safer for the county. There's a lot of strong controls and audits that can be done. So I think the county in general is really, excited to move into that direction of ACH and wire transfers. Therefore, the additional work required by this request, along with shifts in the systems, the workload, really surpasses what that single treasurer tax collector specialist that's currently allocated can do. Therefore, this position will assist with that and the reconciliation between Workday and CalSAWS, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. So after a review by HR, we have determined that the request to add one treasurer tax specialist position is appropriate. And the addition of the position has minimal impact on the general fund. For the new position, it'll be 25% funded through the County Health and Human Services Admin Department, and 75% is offset by Treasury funds. The department currently has salary savings to offset the additional cost, and there's sufficient appropriation authority in the 25-26 budget for both HHS and the Treasurer Tax Collector's Office. And they're both here if you have any questions for them as well.
Public comment on this item? Bring it back to the board for questions or comments.
I just have one question for the treasurer himself. So, as we've never heard you speak in here, so I'd love to have you tell us the importance of this position and why we should vote yes on it.
Yeah, so this would be a second banker position for the county. We currently have one, and she handles all of the ACHs and wires that go through our, ACHs for the departments, and reconciling those and the wires that come in. And this would allow the county to take a lot more money electronically, which is a lot safer. It's more convenient, it's faster. It also is easier for the departments to send money this way. So this, I think, is why HHS is really interested in having this. It also is a great safety net against fraud. So we've had some cases recently where there's been attempted fraud, and luckily with the help of the sheriff, we were able to actually get a really big fraud check back. I think that was around $87,000 at that time. We got that back because of the sheriff's help, and down south, the sheriff's down there as well. And ACH would have stopped that. So we would have had their bank account information, and the money would have left our account and gone straight into their funds, and nobody else could have intercepted that check. And I think this would just really greatly expand our services that we can provide to other county departments. And there's a lot of desire. Yeah.
Great. Well, I appreciate your comments and appreciate hearing from you as well. It's great to see you, and appreciate the work you do in the office as well. So with that, I'd like to move approval of the recommended action.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. I get a roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone, Supervisor Flores,
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegenmeyer,
Aye.
Supervisor Baines,
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, item 15. Laura Granados.
Approval of the 2026 Sutter County Legislative Platform and authorization for staff to implement and coordinate the county's advocacy efforts consistent with the platform.
Good afternoon, Chair and Board of Supervisors. Chair and Board of Supervisors. I'm Laura Granados, Deputy County Administrator, and I am up here on behalf of Jamie Yang, who really did spearhead this project, and I want to give a shout out to her and to Jake Abbott, who also was super helpful in pushing this forward. As you know, the county has a strong history of advancing its priorities and mitigating legislation that could impact service delivery or fiscal stability of the county. The county's current legislative platform was adopted in 2018 and no longer reflects the scope or complexity of the 2026 legislative landscape. CAO Steve Smith, his goal was to have this platform updated annually to meet the demands of the fast-changing legislative scene, and in addition to ensure timely and effective advocacy, particularly in situations where the county lacks active local, state, or federal legislative representation as current circumstances. The platform authorizes designated staff in coordination with the county administrator and relevant department heads to take immediate action on legislation, regulatory, and funding matters consistent with the county's adopted priorities. The platform identifies the issues with the greatest impact on the county, on county operations, and sets clear objectives to maintain fiscal stability, safeguard local authority, and support resident well-being, while preserving Sutter County's rural character and agricultural heritage. The 2026 legislative platform establishes the framework for Sutter County's state and federal advocacy efforts. It is intentionally streamlined to focus on priority issues and specific proposals while maintaining flexibility through broad guiding principles. The county administrator's office worked closely with all department heads to ensure priorities are accurate, aligned, and reflective of operational realities. Upon adoption, the platform will be published on the county's website, shared with advocacy partners, and used to guide coordinated legislative efforts. Working in coordination with your board, county departments, county associations, and legislative lobbyists, staff will continue to sponsor, support, or oppose legislation, address policy and regulatory issues, and protect Sutter County authority, resources, and local control. For these reasons, the CAO's office recommends that your board approves the 2026 Sutter County Legislative Platform and authorize implementation of the county's advocacy efforts consistent with the platform.
Is there any public comment? No public comment. Bring it back to the board for any questions or comments.
I'd like to move approval of the recommended action, but I'd really like to have a bigger presentation on the platform itself. So maybe at a future meeting. Doesn't have to be the next meeting, but soon if we could do that. So
Sure.
I'd move approval.
Thank you.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. A roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Boone, Supervisor Flores,
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegenmeyer,
Aye.
Supervisor Baines,
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens,
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Laura. All right. Now we're down to item 16, follow-up reports and announcements. At this time, I'd ask the county administrative officer, Todd Retzlaff, if you have any comments or announcements to make.
Yes, thank you, Supervisor Baines, and Honorable Chair Ziegenmeyer, out of town, online. Good to see your eyes, and supervisors. The only thing I want to remind everyone of is led by Supervisor Baines and Supervisor Stevens is going to be this Friday at the Vets Hall, 3 p.m. We're going to have a discussion on the closing of the Del Monte Cannery with our community and our growers. So anyway, 3 o'clock Friday. So if you have any interest in what's going on, we've reached out to the state leaders and to federal leaders, and I know that these two supervisors are working on that to see whatever support we can provide. So we'll be there on Friday. I have nothing further.
Thank you. All right, we're down to go to correspondence. Is there any? All right, no correspondence. We're gonna go down to district reports. I'd like to, Supervisor Flores, would you like to start?
Sure, thank you, Supervisor. We had the food bank dinner this last week, and it was great. Everybody attended. All the supervisors were there, I think, except for Supervisor Boone. And it was a really good event, well attended. So just enjoyable event. And I just wanted to say kudos again to the food bank for putting that together in the 2nd District. So it's nice to have the food bank there as well. The only other thing is the Chamber Gala is this Friday night. So a lot of our Sutter County businesses will be recognized during that event. So we're looking forward to Friday night's event. Thank you.
All right, Supervisor Stevens.
I believe that Dan forgot Marysville's 175th birthday that we went to prior to that. And
I was going to comment on that.
well, I'll let you go ahead. And
I'm joking.
So, one, I'd like to welcome Todd to for our leadership role and wish Steve Smith a quick and nice recovery. And I would also like to request a proclamation recognizing the Yuba Sutter Arts and Culture Service to the community for these past 45 years.
All right, Supervisor Ziegler.
Oh, first of all, I want to thank the Coosa County Fairgrounds for hosting the 61st annual Coosa Barn Show last week. It was pretty well attended. It was a pretty good turnout, and I want to thank the Tulare County Agriculture Commission's Office for hosting me for the 7th straight year. They're really amazing down here. World Ag Expo started today. I'll put a lot of pictures out online. It's fun visiting all these Sutter County manufacturers down here. It rained a little this afternoon, but nothing's going to push these ag lovers away. We had an amazing flyover this morning by the Air Force, which was pretty awesome. It's amazing down here. A lot better show than last year. So like I said, I love seeing all the Sutter County businesses being promoted down here. It's really awesome. But I'll put out a bunch of pictures on our social media. But thank you, Vice Chair Baines. I appreciate you standing in. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so I'd like to close in memory of Isaac Villalpando. Isaac was a public works maintenance worker with the Department Services and who passed this last weekend. I'd also like to request not just a letter of sympathy and condolences to go out to his family, but we've lost one of our own, so I'd like to ask if something could be done in the form of purchasing a brick at the museum or whatever else you all feel is appropriate. And I'd like to go back to that Marysville comment and the great celebration we had of their 175th birthday. So on behalf of Sutter County, we'd like to congratulate Marysville on their celebration of their 175th. But if there's no other business, then I'm looking for a motion.
Move approval of the recommended action.
Second.
All right, it's first and second. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Supervisor Boone, Supervisor Flores,
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegenmeyer,
Aye.
Supervisor Baines,
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens.
Aye.
All right, thank you guys. Good night.
Excuse me, Chair, we do have, or Vice Chair,
session.
Closed
we
session.
do have closed sessions. The first closed session is conference with rural property
Thank you, everybody.
negotiator, property 812, 840, and 860 Gray Avenue, APN 52-020-22, 52-020-021, 52-014-002. Agency negotiators, County Administrative Officer, General Services Director, Turton Commercial Real Estate, under negotiation, price and term of sale, pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8. And the second one is evaluation of public employee, position title, Acting County Administrator, pursuant to Government Code Section 54957B.
Quick question for Supervisor Ziegelmeyer, Mr. Chairman. Are you alone in that room?